G'day, guys. Welcome back to the Swordplay GDS NBL podcast. It's a very short one this week, not like the epic one that we had last week. And again, I am joined by two of the most knowledgeable blokes in the game, Supercoach Boz and my man Verns. Verns, you're just underneath me, mate. How have you been over the last few days? Have you been putting these two squads together, the starter and contender? How are they looking, brother?
Yeah, definitely putting them together. We got gifted very nicely from GDS. They gave everyone a few extra packs yesterday to help with the teams. Very crucial, I think, to really fill out the rest of those squads, and it means most people should be able to field both those squads, a starter and a contender squad, and that's what you need to be doing to start getting those weekly packs and then really building up from there. So, yeah, very generous of them, and it makes life a lot easier for us.
Absolutely, mate. All part of the partnership. Boz, how about yourself, mate? Now, when we ended the last podcast and had a look at the team, you couldn't quite get that starter going. How are you looking now, mate? Have you built up and got a contender as well?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. They are very, very fortunate, as Vern said, to be on the end of some starter packs. When I heard the news, I was jumping with joy. So got a pretty good starter team and a decent contender team, I'd say, as well. So I'm pretty happy to at least have those two teams locked down as we begin NBL 26 tomorrow night.
Beautiful, mate. And it is tomorrow night. It is crept up on us unbelievably, but still plenty of time to join. And remember, season-long competition as well as some weekly focus as well. So it is never too late to join up. So for this quick vid today, we're going to talk about and touch on some pre-season news, some of our favorites. There's issues going on, so we'll talk about that. Then we're actually going to get into some pack openings, bit of a competition at the end between Verns and Boz, see how we go there. And then we're going to share our squads towards the end of the video before we say goodbye and good luck before the start of the season tomorrow night. And before we do, a big reminder, if you're just jumping on board now, make sure that when you do first sign up, enter the code word UNITED, UNITED. You actually get $20 worth of free cards on top of your free starters. And you can build a squad just like Verns and Boz have in the last few days. So let's get into it, boys. Boz, we might start off with you, mate, with some pre-season news. What's something that you've got for us, my man?
Yeah, just some injury news. So a couple of teams impacted over the last couple of days. The first being Cairns. So Sam Wardenberg, who we actually talked up as probably being Cairns' number one guy, going into the season, along with Jack McVeigh. So Wardenberg's actually done an ankle, it looks like, and I think he's already had some surgery. But that's going to put him out for about 2 to 3 months, I believe Pleb was speaking to on Twitter. And just shout out to Pleb with his appointment, by the way, if he's listening. We love you, mate. So, yeah, good on you. Big loss for Cairns. I can't see him being good at all now. However, in terms of fantasy relevance, I think someone like a Jack McVeigh will have to step in a bit more than what we spoke about on the last podcast, as well as, someone like an Admiral Schofield or even like a Kyron Galloway, Alex Higgins-Titchers off the bench. They might be getting a lot more usage now coming off, probably maybe even starting for Cairns moving forward. And then the last one I just want to touch on is Melbourne United. So they've announced that Chris Goulding is actually going to miss the first 2 rounds of the season. So great for those that were high on Tanner Krebs. I've seen a lot of comments on Twitter about, will Tanner Krebs continue to start? I didn't think he would when Goulding was out, but it looks like now that Goulding is out, I should say, looks like he will be maybe potentially holding down that starting spot position. So, yeah, there's some news for the folks out there.
I like it. And remember, you boys gave Krebs a bit of a shout out in the last potty as well. So there you go. Always giving the good oil. Vernsy, what do you got for us, mate? Is there some potential news about a potential unicorn?
There definitely is. It's very very disappointing. We always love seeing a big 6'10" guy that can, as we sort of mentioned, has the skills of a guard, but he's built like a center. And I really could see that sort of multi-threat, multiple ways of putting himself on the stat sheet and being very good for fantasy. But unfortunately, he's parted ways with Sem. Looks like they've parted on good terms. I think he made a quote where you'd still actually come to their first game, which is really, really cool to hear. These things just sort of happen. It does leave an import spot open for Sem. It also means that there's, going to be a bit of a shift. with that team and who we think will probably get the fantasy points. So it's really nice. It's really unfortunate for him. It's nice in the sense that we always like something to sort of spice up the season right before it starts. But I'm a bit disappointed because we did know how hype I was when I popped that unicorn card, and now it just kind of just goes into the back pocket.
It hurts, doesn't it, mate? It hurts, but that's why I've got you guys on the ball with all the preseason news and lots of the GDS squads that you may have even locked in yesterday or the day before. You need to restart. I know that I had Wardenberg sitting there after we had that great chat about him, but all of a sudden, not relevant for a little while anyway. But keep him in the reserves, and when he does finally come back, make sure that you do get him in. All right, boys. I've got some starter packs here. Now, before I do, just a shout out to our private league. So there is a code there. It's BBall0KFS. So make sure that you join up, take us on. Everyone is welcome for that. So thanks to everyone that has already jumped on board there. All right, so we're going to look at some starter packs here. Now, I'm not a high flyer when it comes to GDS NBL yet. Just give me, a few years, boys, or maybe even a season or two, and I reckon I'll be there. But we're going to start off just with some simple starter packs here. These are your bronze cards that you tend to build your starter squad with, and the majority of your contender squads sprinkled in with some silvers and some golds. So before we get to the point guards, Boz, what sort of cards am I looking for here in the point guard range, do you think?
I think first and foremost, this week in particular, there are 3 teams on the no game. So there's actually 3 teams not playing. So I guess for this week, you just want a warm body, hopefully a decent one. So someone that is playing. And just to remind the folks listening that Adelaide, Illawarra Hawks, and if my memory serves correctly, the Sydney Kings are not going to be playing in this round. So ideally, you're not packing. I mean, if you're desperate for now, you don't want to be packing any of those point guards. However, if you're going to get a Kendrick Davis, that's going to bode really well for the future. But I guess as we spoke about, maybe in terms of point scoring, we kind of want a guard that does a bit of everything. So we don't just want a scoring guard. We don't just want someone that's going to put up points and nothing else. We're looking for maybe, someone like I know he's a shooting guard, but in the guard, like, a Mason Jones that we've seen from Perth, who he hit 22 points, 7 3-pointers, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a couple steals. So we want someone that can do it all. So fingers crossed we get someone in that range, DR.
All right, mate. I like it. Here we go. First one we have. Let's see if we're getting a big start. All right. Oh, well.
Hey, KD.
There's KD straight off the bat there. McDonald injured at the moment. There's a Jalen Adams as well. Another McDonald. So I've doubled up on McDonald there. We've got
Rain
Smith
as the point guard. Interesting.
Yeah, Bruce and
that.
Then Britt. So really, you've got your KD and Jalen Adams there. So there's some nice bronzes, aren't they, boys? Straight off the bat there. So, all right, let's go to the shooting guards. Now, Vernsy, anything you can add with the shooting guards, mate? What I'm really looking for here?
Yeah, once again, the guys that spread the field are obviously the most ideal ones. Obviously, I think Milton Doyle as well would be a huge pickup with the news of CG not playing the first couple of weeks. And I think also someone that does spread the fall. From the cards you did pop there, we're very happy, I think, to see a Sobey and a Hamilton. I think they will be very nice. Yes. You got your man as well in there.
Sleeper.
I see him bottom left.
The sleeper. Yes, that's right, mate. Very, very happy with that. Just a bronzy. As I said, no platinums. We're not high rolling here at the moment, but pretty happy with that. All right, on to the centers, boys. So, Boz, anyone that's standing out at this stage for the center position, not only this week, but maybe even a season-long pick, brother?
I definitely think some of the import bigs that have come in. So an Edwards from Melbourne United, he has the double to start. He looks really, really solid in the preseason. Hopefully he can replicate that in the regular season. A JLA, I should say, would be really cool. Obviously, this week only plays the one game, so I guess you could still risk it, albeit he does have a matchup with Tasmania, so he takes on Bull Magne, which I guess will be a really interesting, all Aussie kind of centre battle. So you'd be happy with an Edwards or a JLA. I keep saying JLL. I go for Freo. I'm probably thinking of our coach, JL.
Yeah, the old JL. All right, well,
Yeah.
let's see how I go here. There's Robbie Lowe, no longer at Melbourne United as well.
Hey, there he is.
There we go.
There he is.
There we
That's
go,
nice.
Boz. So, look, that's already a great pack there because I'm very, very happy to run him. And, yeah, poor old Kelly Lepepe, as I think I mentioned in the last pod, just love watching him play, big brute of a man. So, unfortunately, he'll be out for a while. All right, we'll go to, what even was that? Power forward. Anyone in particular, boys, that we're looking for in the forward line?
Oh, power forward, I've actually found a bit of a harder role at the moment. I think we mentioned it earlier. Admiral Schofield, obviously, with Warningberg out, could be a nice pickup. Rob Baker did show some good, I guess looked really good in the game against the Japan B-League team. So maybe there. Yeah, I think they would probably be two pretty good ones to start off with. Even to Josh Bannon on the double week would not be bad.
Bannon,
Yeah, I also think Doolittle's probably your safest. I know he's only playing the one game this week, but just as a season-long plug and play in the power forward, Christian Doolittle's a really solid overall contributor for Perth.
Good call, mate. Good call. All right, we've got a couple of Browns. Yates. I don't know how to say that name. Maxi Darling.
You got three of them.
Hey,
Doolittle.
Yeah, right at the end, at the best will last. So another good call there, boys. All right, and let's see if we can get onto some decent small forwards to add to the squad as well. All right. O'Grider, Davidson. Zylan Cheatham. I love watching him at New Zealand. Aaliyah.
Windler.
My guy. Yeah.
Handy.
My guy, Windler.
Marshall, your guy Windler, mate. Yeah. I think he'll be a really solid selection in your contender and your starter. So, look, that's me, Verns. Look, you've got some packs as well to open up, mate. Did you want to open up some of your packs? And then we might even get to some of those special ones and see if you and Boz can battle out for the first one.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Because we were going through your starter packs, I didn't know if we were going to go through mine. And I'm already pretty stacked with starters, so I did just pop them before. Actually, I'm so sorry about that.
Quickly tell us. No, all good, brother. Quickly tell us. Did you get on 20 decent players? Were you happy with your results?
Yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with what I've gotten. Even just getting a duplicate of a card's really nice. I mean, when we make that, team in the starter squad, you're picking the best players there, and you'd love to have a second one of those cards just to be able to put them in the set, in contender. So I did get a second PJC, so pretty happy there. I actually got a second Tiger Campbell as well, so yeah, I might be able to just straight up duplicate this team at this point.
I like
pretty
it.
Happy.
I like it because if you are, sorry, Boz, if you are someone that's lacking some of those golds and silvers, then some people may be playing a gold or a silver just for the sake of it, just saying you contender comp. If you're running with a good bronze, then there's been plenty of occasions where that bronze will actually outscore your gold or your silver. So that's not always a bad thing. Line knocking the bronze. Sorry, Boz.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask a question based purely on kind of strategy in terms of the first two competitions you enter, so our starter and our contender. I've currently got my strongest players in the contender. I was just wondering, for maybe someone else thinking about this, watching, do I actually try and stack my starter squad? What would you recommend? Would you recommend putting your best team in the contender because it's higher and you might get a little bit better rewards, or it's a bit harder to win because others will have silvers and golds already?
Yeah, you're exactly right.
You're exactly go. Sorry, Verns. Yeah.
No, I think we're on the same path here. He's exactly right. Like obviously better rewards in the competitor competition, but it's going to be harder to win. If as you said, if someone's stacking a silver or gold of the exact same player you are, you're automatically behind. So
that's the issue. That's a major issue. I think if you get to the point where you're actually confident that you've got a couple of half decent silvers and golds, and I'd be probably running it that way then, but without at least 2 to 3 decent ones, I'd even look to stack the starter for now. And then if you go well in the starter, you can win those common type packs or better to even start to improve that contender. So maybe if you focus on that lower comp, try to win some prizes there, that will maybe allow you to start to build into that contender, mate, as well. And as we said with GDS, although it's that season-long comp, there is such a huge week element to it as well. So there's no saying that in 4 or 5 weeks' time, you've built up your squad enough to then go, do you know what, now I'm going to more focus on contender now. You may be a little bit more behind for the overall seasonal rankings in the contender, but if you're talking going for those better prizes, then the contender's where you want to be over your starter, and then hopefully you get into your classic and then up to the champion, those people that are really into it. I'd love to get to that stage at some point as well, but it's a very good question, mate. But you pretty much said it exactly how it is. So it's however you sort of want to play it, brother. What are you thinking at this stage?
Well, I've currently done the opposite. So I just thought I'd try to stack my contender team, but finding out that it'll be probably harder for me to win, seeing I don't have any silvers, I might actually do a swap-a-roo before the season starts tomorrow night.
Yeah, look, it doesn't mean it's impossible at the end of the day, and you know, it does come down to how many people actually join into that contender competition. You know, if we end up with 200 people playing the you know, sorry, I forget the basic competition's name again. Playing the starter comp, yeah, and then obviously, you know, only 150 people in the contender, then you know, don't have to beat as many people to get in there. So
yeah,
but that's it's. Do you know what? You'll probably go for the starter, and this contender squad will just magically, mate, because you know what you're doing just to win week 1. But yeah, either way you go, there's sort of no right or wrong. But yeah, it would be easier, I think, at this stage in your career, mate, to maybe focus on the starter for a better chance of actually getting something decent, I think.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to go quickly through these, boys.
Nice. Plenty of Adams. We love that.
A few Adams there. I might go through one more of these, and then
we'll see Bryce pop out of one of these.
Yours. Yeah, come on, Bryce. McDonald.
Hey, that's really good, Maldonado. I think he was going to be a really good pick.
So I thought it was another McDonald pick, but it's Sam from Tassie. So yeah, I'll take that actually. Oh, there's my boy again. So you can already see some double ups here that I've got in the packs.
Bryce Cotten.
Nice. There we go.
This is a good pack,
boys. If we take schedule out of it and teams that are not playing this week, already what people have probably seen here, which is what lots will have access to just for starting up, it shows you that you can actually build a squad. McVee.
Yep, not Jack.
Building, not Jack. Yeah, I got a little bit excited there for a sec.
Yep.
We'll go with some power forwards. And look, I'm even starting to get triples at this stage as well. So boys as well, if there's anyone that you're keen on, that you see that I've got a couple of, I'm more than happy to look after you as well. Galloway, does his role change in any way, shape or form, boys?
Like, yes, he'll probably get more minutes, but I also like the Malik Lewis with the unicorn out. I also think that's a good pop.
Yeah, and I think Lewis was already starting just below him, like in the small forward, but now that he's gone, like he'll continue to start, but his minutes will be even more solid, I think. So yeah, that's a good pick.
Dukas, Field, Dick, Davidson.
Yeah, you can sort of see it in that. Was that a small forward pack just then that you popped?
It was, mate. Yeah,
it's just there's not as many strong players, in my opinion, in that small forward line. So if you can get people like Casey Prather, who's like obviously a superstar, it's just a huge leg up on those that sort of miss out on any of these really, like the few really good small forwards there are. Oh no, the unicorn.
All right, boys, there's just a couple more there. So I'm going to get here. Because I've got 2 common packs, and these are for you lads. So I'm not going to pick who goes first or second. We're going to do this old school. Now, I think this may be the teacher in me, being the PE teacher. So many arguments when we've got, say, the 4 rotations, and 3 of them are skill-based, the other one's the play-based, where the kids got to make their own team and try to umpire it themselves. Give it a minute and a half. Everyone's cheating. Everyone's doing all this business. So it was past the red line. It wasn't. It was in. It was out. And what do, boys, girls? Rock, paper, scissors. We're going old school here, boys. Now, we need to work out the rules of engagement here. Is it rock, paper, scissors, shoot? Is that the standard procedure, boys, that we're both agreeing to here?
Yep.
Happy with that.
All right. Now, Verns, can I quickly ask you experience levels in rock, paper, scissors? Do you have a strategy you normally go with, or would you just freestyle it a little bit, mate?
Yeah, nah, I'm as solid as a rock. I just throw it every time.
That's confident. That is a lot more confident.
That's mind games now. I don't know if he's going to throw it or not now. He's in my head.
He's throwing it out there. Boz, is Boz going to look silly? I'm putting the pressure on Boz now. Does he look silly if he doesn't go against the rock? Or does Boz think that Vern's smart enough to make you want to think that? It's pressure. Well, boys, the winner is going to be able to choose either the first pack or the second pack, wherever you think it's lucky. All right, so you boys ready? You boys ready then? All right. I'm interested. Here we go, boys. Here we go. More excited than the card packing. All right, here we go.
Do you want to call it DR?
That's it. DR.
All right. All right. Ready? Ready, set, go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, I did. Do you know what, Verns?
It's not even mind games.
Enough to do it. I didn't think
Well
you were going that.
Honestly, I'm just too lazy to open my hand.
I thought it was total mind games. I was with you. I'm no good. All right. Well, Vernsy, are you serving or
we'll
returning?
give Boz the honours. We'll give him the honours.
All right. So, Boz, you're getting the first pack here, mate. So, I'll just zoom in a little bit here. All right, mate. Here we go.
I want to see some colour here.
Ooh, bit of an animation going on. All right. What are we looking at, mate?
Okay, does that mean silver?
Silver, okay. Gold. Very
gold.
Nice.
Silver.
Okay. This could help me, though, for my contender.
Where am I starting?
Just start left. Left is fine.
All right, left. All right, first silver is...
Hey.
Look at that.
Okay, I don't mind that.
Go field. Are we going other silver?
Yes, please.
Silver?
Yeah, other silver.
All right, here we go, mate. Good luck.
That's a platinum. Oh my gosh, platinum.
It's platinum.
I thought it might have been a platinum. I thought it might have been.
So basically, it's useless.
No, that's so unfortunate.
Oh, mate. Well, you're almost probably glad I didn't build it up that much because I probably shouldn't have got your hopes up too much with the plat because it was a bit of a dud. However, we have a gold in the middle. So, mate, you've got a bit of a box of chocolates here. As I say, common packs can be like a box of chocolates because you've got your silver, you're about to get your gold, and you've got that plat, just like when I got my peanut Laddams plat, just over the moon with it. So, all right, mate, good luck. Let's see who this golden man is. It is Bigger.
Well, who's that? No offense, I'm sure he would dominate me in any form of basketball, but that's just a bit of a letdown after the unicorn just doing a dodgy on me.
Yeah, look, if you got this pack a week ago, I would have been hyped for you, but
oh yeah.
Oh, that's so rough.
I'll take the scope
to the pack.
Yeah, take that. And look, if you can get one decent card from a pack sometimes, that's absolute gold. So that's going to help you out there, mate. All right, 100%. Vernsy.
I mean, the Skillfield's just a straight upgrade, in my opinion. I think he's going to be a good pick this round. And there's a good chance that I'm going to throw 3 duds, so...
We'll see how you go, mate. We'll see how you go. All right. Open. Here we go. Now, we need to look at the animations as well. So, what sort of an animation have we got here?
I didn't get a cool animation like Boz. Did not get a plat.
Right. So, we've got silver, gold, and gold. Okay.
That's good for contender because you can't use plats in contender. So, we like double Verns. Gold.
Hit me, mate. We starting
Let's
silver.
Go with this silver. Yep.
All right. Here we go.
Flynn Cameron, not bad.
Flinny Cameron. There we go, mate. Flynn Cameron silver. Yep. Are we going the middle or the left?
Let's go the middle.
All right, middle. Here we go. Bang in the middle. We have
Glover.
Angus Glover.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Could step up with more like some...
I mean, he's still a very viable player. Good chance he could slip into my team.
Yep, absolutely, mate. All right. Here's the third goal. Second gold, but third from the pack. Robbie Lowe.
Okay.
Robbie Lowe. So one of the big
Yeah.
men, obviously gone to the Breakers from United. He had a good start to the season in the other format where he made a bit of cash for me. But look, overall, who do we think? Well, Boz, I'm going to ask you: would you prefer yours or Verns? Who won? Did he make the right decision?
I think he did. Weirdly enough, obviously I got the higher card, but he doesn't play in the league, so it doesn't really help me, does it?
You know what? I'm going to disagree with you, Bobs. I'm going to disagree with that. I think, because of the Schofield. I've got 3 players that are on the cusp of playing, and that's, DR mentioned it before. I could play those players, but there's a chance that they could be outperformed by the bronze players. Like, they're really on that mark where it's like, they're going to be good, but are they going to be better than the high-tier bronze? I'm not too sure. Where Schofield, I think, was going to be a high-tier bronze, so to get him as a silver is just a straight upgrade. So I think you got one really good card, and I got 3 maybes.
It's almost like you need an injury in each of those teams at that position to kind of make those players you got really viable. Like if Rob Baker in New Zealand was injured, well then Rob Lowe slips straight into the starting line, or a Menenga gets injured, or in Adelaide, if BRYCE was to go down, or DJ 3J goes down, Flynn Cameron probably has a bit more production. So you're probably right when we do kind of look at it.
Look, I do rate Glover, but as you said, someone like a Sobey goes down, and then Glover probably a premium pick then. So
on the ball, I was going to mention exactly the same thing. These are type of blokes, and you don't pray for injury on any player. Don't get me wrong, but it's part of sport and part of basketball. These players will go down. These are the type of cards that all of a sudden will increase in value, and even if it's only for a short period of time, you've got a few options. You can play the card, or else with GDS, you can actually put it on the auction market. You can sell it. You can trade it off. That's the great thing about this game as well, because I think cards will fluctuate. You always have your Cottens and these type picks, your PJCs, that'll maintain value because they're the stars of the comp. But I think some of these other players that aren't necessarily these stars from week to week, that do come in through injury, through different ways to get an opportunity, that's when those cards, it might be time to strike, to buy or to sell. It's just another layer to this game, which I really enjoy. So, boys, what do you reckon? Finish off with maybe sharing some squads, what they're looking like going into week 1.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Right. I want to see how Boz's team's improved, because as we mentioned last time,
all right, Boz,
you're struggling.
Let's have a look, mate. Let's get her up, buddy.
Done deal. So what I might do is I'll share my starter team, but I'll say that it's going to be my contender team. So I think after we've had this chat tonight, I might end up swapping my team. So putting my stronger team back down into the starter. So I'll share the contender, but just know that it's probably going to end up being my starter team.
Yeah,
I'll be able to fit it in the salary cap. So
but you've got to see my team bad here, so
we can all see my team. Is that?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
PJC. There we go.
Yes,
the boy.
Yeah. So I've been pretty happy
this
with
is looking
actually.
Better.
Yeah, way better. I've been pretty happy. So got my pretty safe and secure Perth duo, who, even though they're only playing the one game, I do back them in to hopefully perform. I think someone like a Mason Jones, even though he really did really well in the preseason game as well as JLA, I'm hoping that these guys, being around Perth, understanding the coach and the way the team runs, that they're just going to kind of come out and do their thing. So, started Doolittle and Windler. Fortunate enough, I think I ended up packing 2 PJCs, which is crazy because I only opened 2 starter packs. So that was really cool. So, he just gets locked and loaded in my point guard position. And then really happy with getting Milton Doyle. I think I already had him in the previous podcast, but also got Jesse Edwards as well. So I think a really, really strong starting 5. And then my bench from memory is quite good as well. So I ended up getting Casey Prather. So we're speaking about that lack of kind of small forward options. I probably got the top 2 in my opinion in Windler and Prather.
Nice. Yeah.
Baker, just kind of backing him in to show what he did in the preseason. Tiger Campbell, I know Verns is really high on Tiger and his ability to kind of assist the ball and get those premium points. And a Willie Magnay and a Bryce Hamilton for Tassie. So to be honest, a lot of my players I'm putting in there because I get 2 bites at the cherry at a good score. So to be honest, I think that's probably my strongest team that I'll put out for the weekend.
Beautiful,
and
mate.
Then Yeah. And then my starter team, which I think I'll swap into the contender, that obviously is still strong in my opinion, but there are a couple of, on the bench, you'll see a couple of maybe poorer options. So I think running Prather again, so doubling up on him with the Josh Bannon, a JLA, Tiger Campbell doubling up on him as well with Brockington, so the MVP of the Blitz. I think they're a pretty solid starting five.
Yeah, it looks good.
Then when I put this together, there's a little bit of risk involved. Now, I actually put Tanner Krebs in before the Goulding news, so this gives me a lot more confidence. So it's quite lucky. I'm running it really thin in the small forward department. Jack McVeigh as well, had him in just for the necessity. Now that Wardenberg's out, really happy with that. Owen Foxwell, I think with the Unicorn leaving and them just not having another kind of viable point guard option, I think he should start the season quite well. Another Will Magnay, we know what he does. Another Bryce Hamilton, hoping that he puts out one decent game. But I guess I'll have to find a spot for Schofield, won't I, in that silver team?
I think, as you sort of mentioned, Jack McVeigh's in there from necessity. I think he just slips to a Schofield once this team flips to your, gosh, I keep blanking on the names of these.
Contender.
Your contender comp, yep.
Yeah, perfect. So, look, a massive, massive difference with those starter packs from when you saw my team only, 5-6 days ago.
Oh, 100%, mate, 100%. And that's a great thing about this game is that you can really build your squad so quickly. So a massive, massive improvement. And I might even have some doubles, some thirds that I can send your way as well, mate, if there's any particular players that you're missing as well in that bronze. Vernsy,
Beautiful.
How about yourself, mate? Want to have a share? We'll check out your team,
that's
buddy.
The right button.
That's it, mate. We're still in the early stages of this potty here, mate. And technology is our friend, and sometimes it's not. Here we go, mate. At the stage.
Yeah, so what we see here at this current stage, it is the starter comp. It's basically the same as when we left it last week. Obviously, with Wardenberg going down, I just slipped Schofield straight in. I think what I want to talk about a little bit more is obviously the contender comp. So for those that don't know, I when I originally joined Game Day Squad, I did join through the NBL last year. So I did get like the $20 free pack through another, it was through Insight Fantasy Sports for anyone that watched them, great content from them as well. Yeah. So joining them and I got, yeah. And because of that, I got the pack that gave me just a little bit more value. And I do have a gold Jordan Hunter, which I think is, quite nice. And the Winler actually won. I didn't even realize this. I'm guessing probably from last season how I went. I actually just had a 1-player common pack sitting there. And I just went and opened it and popped a Winler, which was great because I was running a bronze Winler, flipped into a silver Winler, and just a nice improvement there. Now, I do also have a 3-player common pack sitting here, so I will open it for us so we can see if we get anything to add to that squad. Animation, we're not getting the plats, but that's fine. We want the golds. We've got a bunch of silvers. Let's see what we got. Air, McDonald, and Devers. Okay. Unfortunately, none of them are going to make a dent in the team.
Look, we never know, Vernsy. Just say we not at this stage, mate. Not at this stage.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, Dynasty platform, we're putting them in the back pocket, and we will pull those out when we need them.
And just very quickly as well, isn't that interesting? So we look at the 3 packs that we've opened tonight. You just got 3 silvers. The other one was 1 silver, 2 golds. The other one was your plat, your gold, and your silver. Yeah. So it's just like when you are opening real packs of cards for those card collectors. Sometimes you get the best pack you could ever imagine, and sometimes they're not the best. That's just all part of it and part of the fun as well. So, it's been an interesting night of opening. None of the real big dogs, but I'll tell you what, do we have one to give away, which we'll talk about a little bit later, Bernie.
But yeah, I mean, look, the contender team, it's pretty straightforward overall. I think Doyle, Brockington, as you sort of mentioned before, Boz, I kind of have my best players, in my opinion, in my starter team because I'm still not 100% confident with this team. I think Gold Jordan Hunter's not going to be bad. I actually really rate what he was doing in the preseason. I think he'll get a lot of points or even the assists. He was getting a lot of assists too in these games. So I was really happy with what he was doing. Then the John Brown, I think, will be probably better with the Unicorn out. I at least hope. But I think pretty solid overall, both my teams.
Very, very nice, mate. Love it. All right. I'll get my starter up. Now, I'm just focused on the starter at the moment. I'm going to build my contender a little bit before tomorrow night. But my starter squad at the moment. So I've got currently Doolittle, Magnate, Windler, your man Tiger, and Milton Doyle. I really like the Doyle pick, particularly this week, given the fact that United do have the dub. And then we've got your Prather, Bannon, Adams, JLA, and Mr. Liberty there. Now, boys, is there anything here that you would be changing at this stage, or anything that's really standing out to you? Going, DR, don't do it.
There's nothing that I'd probably say don't do. I'd be very interested, though, to see, having 3 Brisbane, pretty much the 3 best players on their roster in your lineup. Like, is there going to be a case where 2 go really well in the one game? So the thing about Brisbane is only having them on a single game week this week. It's kind of like, what happens if Prather actually doesn't do much and Adams and Freeman Liberty do the bulk of the work? So it'll be just very interesting. I'd 100% keep them all in because they're all absolute jets. But just with that one game and kind of saying, I'm banking on all 3 of these guys to get theirs, it'll be very interesting to see if they all do.
Yeah, and I really love that from you, Boz. Like, it's something I was thinking about when I was building my squad too, but I didn't want to get too many players from the one team if they had a single. If they do have a double, because you get the highest score, you could put all 3 of these in, and you just need to hope that, hey, maybe Prather goes off in one game, and then Adams and Freeman Liberty go off in the other game, where there's more chance for those points to be spread. So, yeah, trying not to go, I think, too many players from one team on a single game week, I think, is also a valid strategy.
Can I ask, would you have someone like a Shaylee in there?
Oh, look, Illy's just come back from injury. As much as he's, a good NBL player, he does a lot of the defensive work. It doesn't translate to fantasy scoring, unfortunately. I guess I'd say, who else have we got? I was going to say, do you have your man Will Hickey, but obviously they got to buy, so not yet.
Yeah, it's funny. With other positions, you look at that Cook's position. If you've got Harrell that's missing, you got Cooks that's missing. There's a few that are not available at the moment. So I think even with some of our squads that we look at this week, if there are some little gaps here and there, if you look forward to the fixture, then you can bring some other blokes in that just simply aren't available for this week. But love the fact that already, Boz, that you're sort of new to the GDS scene, but strategy-wise, you're already thinking about the little things like those sharing of points. It's that single game week. And what I think I may have done here is not focus whatsoever on the fixture. Maybe I need to take that a little bit more into account. It's because I suppose in the other format, it was so crucial. Maybe I've just relaxed way too much. Maybe I need to focus a little bit more on it. So I think that's just a little just mini slap. Just go, DR, wake up, son, and make sure that you at least have a decent look at this schedule and work out how many players from each team you're running, because that is a fantastic point, mate. Very much rate that.
Do you have any, I guess, New Zealand Breakers players? Because obviously they're on a double this week, and I think that might be maybe somewhere you can try and improve.
My New Zealand players, where are we? New Zealand Breakers. Burnsy. So Liafa, Mananga, Bairstow. We've got Lopez.
I think Lopez isn't bad. He should be starting.
There. Yeah. Darling.
Is he fit? I know he was under an injury cloud. He hasn't done
He was
pre-season.
too, wasn't he? Yeah. Hey, you got a PJC sitting there, dear. We did pop that in the packs we did earlier, of course.
Well, all right. Well, boys, the last thing I need to ask you then, if I just go back to this team here, who goes for PJC? Who is it?
I say Adams.
Adams?
Yeah, I agree.
You got to do that, don't you? Yeah, come on. We'll just go straight to the break.
Now, look, I know we're all going to have the exact same point guard lineup now with Tiger and PJC, but I mean, when you think they're going to be the best players of the week, it's hard not to all just put them in.
That's the thing, Verns. Like, do we go pods just for the sake of going pods, or do we put our best team in? For me, I'll put my best team in, what I personally think it's going to be. But yeah, it
exactly.
is interesting.
I think, as you said, personally, I mean, people are going to have different opinions. They might completely disagree with us. They might not think Campbell's a good pick at all, sort of thing. So that's where the diversity will come in. So you don't need to worry about what other people are doing. Pick the players you think are best, and it'll work out in the wash.
That's it. And
Yeah,
if you've got Tiger, dog of a game, then someone else with a bronze that isn't as strong as a Tiger, all of a sudden you're laughing because your bronze that you're not really hoping too much for, they could have a massive game, and all of a sudden you're winning over those people that have played your Tigers.
Yeah, I think this week is a very big outlier in the schedule where very rarely do three teams don't not play at all. So as of next week, there's going to be much more variance in the players we can pick. So I think as of next week, we'll probably tend to see some different lineups because I think at the moment, every kind of game day squad team you're seeing is very, very similar, like maybe 85% of it's the same. So yeah, I think as of next week, we'll start to actually maybe pick our favorite players or start to actually target some of the schedule and double games versus weaker opponents, etc. So I think this week we'll see a lot of similar scores, but I think moving forward, we'll probably start to see a lot more variance, which is what we want, I think. I like always actually having different competition as opposed to everyone picking the same team. That's not really why we play.
Yeah, no, that's very, very true, mate. And I'll tell you what, boys, before we go, something pretty exciting here. Check out this bad boy. Now, the legend that is Tommy from GDS, from Game Day Squad, has been kind enough to donate or give us this card, BC36, Bryce Cotten, a platinum, if you don't mind, to give away to our viewers. Boys, we were happy with the Schofield Silvers. Great card. Do not get me wrong. But if we're talking levels here, I'm going to say that the Schofield's a Ryan Hooper, and that this is in AFL terms, and a Bryce Cotten is like a Bontempelli here. This is such a good card, lads. Such a good card. And I tell you what, I know that all three of us would give our left leg to get this Bryce Cotten platinum. So all you need to do, guys, now some of you will already be in the draw through your retweets and your sharing, and we do really, really appreciate that. But look, to get involved in the prize draw for this card, it will be tomorrow night before the first game, so you can add this card to your squad. We want to know who is your biggest sleeper at the moment? So in other words, have you got a player in mind? Mine was Will Hickey, that you think not many people are talking about, not really on people's radar, that you think could actually have a half-decent season and become relevant, maybe not even now, but at some stage during the season. So I know that you put Verns. Who was your sleeper, mate? You did comment on the post.
I did put Admiral Schofield. I think we hyped him up a bit this podcast, so I don't know how potty he'll be going forward, but
Yeah, mate, maybe not anymore, mate. But Schofield, I like that as a sleeper. Boz, who did you select?
I put in Owen Foxwell. I just really liked his back end of the season when Derek Walton Jr. went out, and in the preseason he's kind of maintained, if not gone past that level. And with the opportunity now at SEM with no real point guard, I mean, they might sign an in-point point guard with the unicorn gone. I just see him having another improvement on a year. So he's my sleeper.
Rated highly, mate. Rated highly. So, guys, if you want to get involved in the live prize draw for this card, comment down below on this video who is one of your biggest sleepers. And it's as easy as that. We'll chuck in the draw tomorrow night. So, boys, already loving this so far. It's our second episode in, and I'm already having a ripping time talking to you two lads. And I'm learning so much already, and I know for a fact that lots of the viewers are already. We do have an X group as well, so a group chat for anyone that might be new to the game. We encourage you to come and join that. Just comment on one of my posts. I want to jump in, or can I come in? And we'll get you in for sure. So some really good discussion there. And the other thing that I need to make sure I touch on more is the great Discord community, the great GDS Discord community. That's a spot. That's where you need to go for all the great info. But more than that, to meet people that play the game and to make some nice trades with other members of the community. And just for getting on Discord, you'll get free packs as well. They give away so many free packs on Discord, it's not funny. So get involved, and that is such an easy way to start to build your squad as well. So, gentlemen, any parting words before we say goodbye? Because we won't actually be with the audience until after at least the first match, will we? Because it's obviously tomorrow night. I'll do the quick prize draw, which people will be tuning in for. But apart from that, Verns, do you have any sort of final words for our viewers, or words of luck or words of wisdom?
Yeah, I know you told viewers to make sure you rush to get the BRYCE in your team. Remember, he isn't playing this week, so please don't actually do that. He is a great pickup, but don't put him in your team this week. Okay?
Do you know what? I'm not going to do it tomorrow night then, right? I'm gonna give this some time to brew, because we don't need it, right? So I might give as many people as possible. We'll do it before the start of next round. We'll do it that way. We might even do it in our next potty, boys. We could do something like that. Do it live on the next potty, something like that. We'll work out a fun way to do it. I don't need to rush. That's good, Verns, because I've got a bit going on tomorrow night, and I thought, how am I going to do this? So if there's been some great advice to end a potty, that is absolutely it, because maybe some members of our community that weren't onto the schedule, maybe like myself, would have been playing this and been extremely disappointed, Verns. So much appreciated, mate, for that shout. Boz, that's going to be hard to top, mate. But do you have any final words before we say goodbye for the week?
I just want to say to everyone that's playing, like, enjoy it. I mean, it's not the end of the world if things don't go your way, and it's just another great kind of platform that's been opened up for us to really enjoy our NBL basketball. Whether you're someone that's watched it for years or watching it for the first time, at least you can actually do something along the way. It's either enhance your experience. So yeah, really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to watching the games myself this week.
Beautiful, mate. Some fantastic advice to end with, along with Verns. Boys, cannot thank you enough. Look forward to the next potty already. And everyone for tuning in, thank you very much. It's just the start of our GDS journey with these swordplay pods. But as I said, even hosting this, it's really me just directing the boys to start giving all the good goss and the good information. I'm not bringing a lot myself, I know, but I've done the best thing possible, and that's bring two blokes to the potty that know this absolutely inside out. So, Vernsy, where can we find you on X, YouTube, Twitter, all the rest, mate, on socials?
Yeah, just Verns_SC, and then just on YouTube, it's Verns Supercoach. Not much happening right now, but I'll probably start some content on that soon.
Beautiful, mate. And Boz, where we find you on X, mate?
Yeah, just on X, SC_Boz. You'll find me in Montrez Harrell's DMs. I hit him up today.
I did see that.
But I'll leave it out what was said.
All right. Well, on that, guys, we will love you and leave you. Thank you very much for joining us again, and we'll see you soon in the next one. All the best, lads.